It's been a while since I've done a garden video update, so I'm just gonna do a quick run around today, let you see what all I have. Alright, first of all we have my grapevine. I think this vine is 5 years old, maybe 4, I can't remember exactly, but yeah, it's got a solid base, and all these little things right here are gonna be grapes in August. And I picked up some strawberries this year, growing a few in pots, growing a few in the ground. This is my lovage plant. This is a second-year plant. Look how freaking big this thing has got. It's perennial celery basically, so you'll never need celery again when you have this plant. In pots here, I was going to do a plant sale, but I kind of scrapped that idea because I don't have time. But yeah, I'm growing a bunch of coneflower. Yeah, they're a native to this region, so I figure it can't hurt. Over here, got some annual peppers starting. I got some peas going, got some carrots in pots, of course lettuce. Right here, I don't know if you can see it, but this is a hazelnut that I planted, and it's just starting to sprout out. I'm really excited about that. This is all my winter sowing containers, but I guess at this point it's probably more like spring sowing, but I got all kinds of plants in here. This is a new variety of plant this year that I tried. It's called Dioscorea batatas, I think. It might have changed, but basically they're Japanese yams, and when they get big they'll produce little tubers that actually are edible and taste a lot like potatoes from what I understand. So I'm really excited to try those, and I got a few of them. Of course, I got my trusty Malvo moschata, or musk mallow. It's one of my favorite permaculture plants. This is asparagus. I know I'm not supposed to let it go this far if I'm going to eat it, but I'm just kind of growing it out and seeing what happens. I hope there are more shoots. This one right here is a 2-year-old vine, or a 2-year-old plant, or maybe 3. But anyway, got some carrots, some beets from last year still growing. And then over here I got more beets, more asparagus. I got arugula, that's all those white flowers blooming. And then this is my 2nd year Malvo moschata plant. This is one of the best permaculture plants I think there is. It just tastes just like lettuce. It's really has a nice texture. It grows at all times of the year, even in the winter, like under snow. It's really great. If you have a lot of these plants, you can be pretty much self-reliant in greens for the whole year. That's what I'm attempting to do this year by growing a bunch of them out. We'll see how it works. But yeah, it's one of my favorite new plants that I've found. The swales have kind of filled in a little bit. I put sticks and other kinds of mulch that I didn't want to go in the compost pile in the swales, and they just kind of gradually got covered up, but you can still see it's got a little water, containing a little water, and like a little worm crawling around in the water getting food and stuff. But yeah, the swales still work, and I catch water from my garage and pour it into the swales whenever it rains more than I need actually, and it just seeps into the ground. They work really well. Over here got some parsley, another strawberry right there. There's oregano, another small asparagus plant right here. This is new for this year. This is called Caucasian spinach, and it is it is the only member of its species in the scientific sense. I think it's, hopefully I can pronounce it right, it's Hablitzia taminoids. Yeah, it's supposed to grow into a 10-foot vine, and the shoots are supposed to be delicious, but obviously I can't eat it this year because I'm letting it get established. But yeah, I can't wait to try those. And here's just some regular spinach. I got some flowers still going, a little bit of cilantro going. Here's a raspberry that we scavenged out of the woods behind my house, and it produces little pink raspberries. They're pretty tasty. Here's my sorrel plant, still going pretty well. I'll take some of these weeds out. I don't have time, but might as well just do it now. There we go. Got some red kale that I'm growing. I bought those though, just because I thought they were cool looking. Here's another sorrel plant that I separated from the original last year. It's growing really well. All my ramps came back. This is just one that I planted over here, not expecting it to do anything, and yeah, it came back just happily this year, so that's cool. Ramps. And then this is a new plant that I just bought last year. It's called Giant Solomon Seal. Obviously I'm not going to harvest from it this year, but I can't remember what you're supposed to eat. I think it's the shoots, but yeah, it grows in the shade and it's a native to the US East Coast, so really excited about that one, although it's very slow growing at first, at least. We'll see how fast it starts growing in next year perhaps. And then finally this year I'm trying to do mushrooms. I got mushroom logs, and I got 3 different kinds of mushrooms. I got blue oyster mushrooms, pearl oyster mushrooms, and then over here, of course, this is my compost pile. Over here is lion's mane mushrooms. So that's going to be cool. Hopefully I can get some sweet edible mushrooms out of this, and yeah, that's about it for now. Thanks for watching.